What's up, guys? Brian Kelly. I'm back with another video for our Kelly Family Fitness YouTube channel. Tonight's, we're in for the night. No babysitter, no bueno, no fun. So next best thing is just to cook a nice dinner for the wife. I'm gonna go with filet mignon, roasted vegetable medley, and some salads. I thought it'd be fun to take you through the process because I'm gonna do these sous vide, which is you basically cook in a water bath, and I get to break out a blowtorch and sear the steaks. It's all kind of fun to watch, and it tastes amazing. Here we go. Step one, we're just gonna season lightly. A little bit of salt, pepper, and garlic. So nothing crazy. A little bit of salt. A little bit of garlic. A little bit of pepper. Okay, once the steaks are seasoned, I use these Food Saver. They're BPA-free bags, and vacuum pack them. You don't have to do this. You could literally use like Ziploc baggies if you want to. I think this is a little bit cleaner and easier setup to use. And the steaks seal off a little bit better when you vacuum all the air out. Though, again, it's not 100% necessary. So once they're in the baggies, I just throw them in the Food Saver, vacuum out the extra air in there. Okay, the fillets are in the water bath. Getting happy. It's about 5:30. I'm gonna leave them in there for around an hour and 15 to an hour and a half, I think. I think we're shooting for dinner around 7 o'clock. Nice thing about the sous vide is you can't overcook these. They're never gonna go above the temperature of the water. So even if they were in there for 6 hours, they're still gonna be medium rare when I pull them out. And it's just a perfectly cooked center. Okay, so here's the thing about beets. These leaves that are on them when you buy them are actually edible. You could do a saute on those and use those if you wanted to. I'm not gonna do that tonight. I literally just cut the root off and the stems. And I don't know if you've eaten beets before or not, but they tend to have like an earthy type, almost sediment taste. There's almost like a skin around them. You could use a peeler or a knife to cut it off, but you want to get that off just to kind of minimize that earthy taste. They're a little bit strong when you first eat them. I think roasting them is going to bring out the sugars a little bit, make them a little bit more delicious. The one other thing about beets is they can stain everything. I use gloves when I'm handling them, just because I don't want to walk around with purple fingers all night. I also use a black cutting board. I don't care if this gets a little bit stained from cutting on this. But you may not want to use your best wooden cutting board when you're prepping your beets. So I'm literally just trimming off the sides, and then I'm gonna cube these into like 1-inch cubes. Because this is going to take a lot less time to cook, it's not very dense, I'm going to do big pieces of broccoli. Okay, so we've got the sweet potato, and it's cut up into somewhere between 1-inch and 3/4-inch chunks. The beets are at about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch, and then big pieces of broccoli. I'm going to roast these at 425 degrees for probably about 30 minutes for these two, about 25 for these. It'll go in about 5 minutes later. A little bit of avocado oil. A little bit of salt, pepper, and garlic. And then from here, I'm just gonna transfer them to a baking sheet with some parchment paper on it. It'll make it easier to clean up. And then we'll throw them in the oven. While the veggies are finishing up in the oven and the steaks are finishing in the sous vide, I'm gonna go ahead and get the salad going. Nothing too fancy here. I'm not big on making a extensive homemade dressing if you don't have to. I use this garlic expressions, which is absolutely fantastic. It's basically just canola oil and a bunch of garlic cloves. I don't know if you can see those in there, but this stuff is killer. One of my favorite dressings. And then I'm gonna throw in a little bit of this Simply Dressed blue cheese. Neither one of them are sponsors, but you know, like I always say, they can be. If you know somebody, we'll take it. So anyway, a little bit of this garlic expressions. I always overdress this out. I'm gonna try not to tonight. A little bit of this blue cheese. Which I know what you're thinking, but they both complement each other quite a bit. Toss it up a little bit with our handy dandy salad tongs. And this gets that great garlic flavor, a little bit of blue cheese, like I don't know, creamy and almost bitterness. Serve these up in salad bowls, but then I'm also going to add a little bit of Danish blue cheese, which I really like because I think it's a little bit more mild. It's not quite as powerful as regular blue cheese. My wife and I always eat big salads every night. Super thinly sliced red onion. You don't want a huge chunk of this in every bite, so I try to do them like almost paper thin with my knife. And then I spread them around as best I can on each one of them. A little bit of the Danish blue crumbled on top. And then a fair amount of fresh ground black pepper. And that to me is a delicious salad, and it's great with the steaks. So we've diced up very, very fine some rosemary that I'm going to use for seasoning the steaks. I'm going to do a little bit of minced garlic and take a whole head of garlic and just get rid of it. Get yourself some squeezed garlic and pour it out. Boom. Minced garlic. Hey, buddy.
Are you done making your video?
Not yet. Close.
Do you want me to do a flip out the end?
Maybe.
Like a round off handspring?
Yeah, maybe.
Will look better, right?
Okay. I need to step out of the frame for a minute because I'm going to record something. I want you to be super quiet for me, okay? Can you actually... Okay, that's fine. No, I think you're okay. Okay, so we're going to actually season the steaks after they're seared, and I'm going to basically season the cutting board. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some softened butter. Some of the minced garlic. Some fresh rosemary. And some black pepper. And I want to go fairly generous with the black pepper. It's going to add a really nice seasoning to the steak after the fact. Just like that. It's going to be good. Okay, we're right at the 30-minute mark with the veggies. Again, I put the broccoli in 5 minutes after I started the other vegetables, just because it doesn't take as long to cook. So the broccoli's at 25, the other veggies are at 30. Timer's about to go off. We'll pull them out, take a look. We're in business. Oh yeah, super fork tender. This is ready to go. These are gonna be great. Okay, so right now, they just came out of the sous vide and they're gonna look almost a little like, almost gray. And that's because they haven't been seared yet. The middle should be cooked through at exactly 133 degrees. Should put us at medium rare. If you don't like medium rare steaks, hey, take your sous vide up to 140. I don't care what you do. If you want to kill your steak, kill your steak. This is how I like them though. So I'm gonna put a sear on them with my torch. Get to play with fire. This is awesome. Half the fun in this battle. And then we're gonna put them right on top of the seasoned butter on the cutting board and let that just kind of soak into the sear. And then we'll put them back in the skillet, do the other side, and then the same thing on the other side. So here we go. When I zoom in on this, you are going to not believe how good these look. They're going to be incredible. So here's our finished product, and they look gorgeous. They're going to be so good. Nice sear on them. They're kind of soaking up that butter and minced garlic and rosemary right now. I'm going to let them rest for just like another couple minutes, and then we'll cut into them. Now I'm going to re-season with some coarse ground kosher salt, just a little bit. All right, my lovely wife, Gretchen, we're going to try this out before we sit down to dinner and see what she thinks. Put one of these guys. Have you? Alright, let's try them out. See what you think. Sure it's tender. That's really good. Super tender.
Really good flavor, a lot of garlic immediately.
A lot of garlic. I might have done a little, yeah, in a good way, you think? Decent amount of rosemary, you can get that coming out. The butter just makes it that much better. This is absolutely to die for. We're gonna plate up and eat dinner now. All right, cheers. Pretty's coming right now. All right, guys, time for dinner. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you give it a try. And if you liked it, consider a thumbs up or subscribe to our channel. Thank you.
Make sure to like and subscribe. If you haven't already saw, go check out my backflip video.